Okay, welcome back to the Sugar Free League Season 2. It's going to be our first match day here. We've got the Rats and Paragon 5 to start it off. As we jump right into picks and bans, why don't you go over the first two you've seen?
Well, we see Kaisa coming out from the Rats, going towards the AD carry position. We see Brand coming out from P5. Obviously, good luck on Terra as the Staker are potent Brand players. Nico coming out from the side of the Rats. They're really worried about the side of, like, the initiation, the damage. A newer champion, numbers are always busted on newer champions. And then we see a Zed band coming out from the side of the Rats, which is really good. The Staker's a nice Zed player. Really good to see that band coming out.
Got the Sona as well. So unfortunately we're not going to see the new champion in Nico, but a few along with Zed being banned away, so some exciting champions going to be taken away here, but we should see an interesting AD carry picked up as Kaisa and Lucian both in ban, which are two premier AD carries, so probably see some more interesting picks coming out, as those have been just the things that have just been played almost constantly in the last couple of months in the preseason, because Lucian has been so strong. But we're going to get first pick Ornn here for the top laner. Kang Yu Chan going to go and pick that one up. I assume he's going to stick with it.
That's interesting considering all the Ornn changes, and apparently the stream cannot see the bans, by the way. The Ornn changes, there are a lot of changes coming through, so considering that this is fresh patch day, I'm surprised they picked it up. We see Rumble and LeBlanc coming out for the side of P5. Both their solo laners picked up early. That's really good for the side of the Rats if they want to get an early counter pick and save AD and support, see if they can get the better lane matchup for them. We see Lee Sin coming out for the jungler, Old Man Hazy bringing out the blind man Lee Sin. As an old man, he should be quite blind too, so we'll see if his kicks are on point. We see Malzahar coming in as the LeBlanc counter pick. It's really good in LeBlanc. She W's in, you ult her, and she can't pop back by the time the ult wears out. So you're looking at a good counter pick in the mid lane, nice setup for team fights late game.
Now we're going to get the Caitlyn being locked in as our first AD carry pick here. With the new turret plating changes here in the preseason, it's going to be interesting to see if she can get that lane dominance and start to knock down those plates, get an early gold lead. But we've also got a lot of interesting picks around here, lots of firepower, Lee Sin, Malzahar, interesting combo together, a lot of setup potential there, a lot of powerful ultimates on the side of the Rats. But on the other side, though, got a lot of roaming and bot lane potential here. LeBlanc can come down and help the Caitlyn out for Paragon 5. As we're going to get the Zyra ban here for Paragon 5, trying to set themselves up with a very good bot lane here as they've sort of looked to put some power in there with a roaming mid laner and very, very strong AD carry in laning phase.
And we see a Thresh ban coming out, looking to stop any other initiation from the side of P5. It's really good to ban Thresh or any initiation champion coming up here, because P5 needs to round out their composition with any type of initiation. As P5 bans Alistar, and more of the same goes towards the Rats. They need more initiation because frontline Ornn ulting in will help Malzahar get in position to get a good ult off. But at that point, it's on Lee Sin and whoever they pick for AD carry and do most of the damage. See if they can get some good picks off, see if they can snowball it. And we see a Janna ban, so I threw everything I said out the window, because apparently Supa is just really good on these supports here with Janna and Sona banned.
Now the Jarvan going to be picked up here. Pretty much guaranteed to be jungle Jarvan, unless we're going to see some crazy rumble in the jungle here. But another pick that can get around the map early and gank. Going to be the Draven response here, though. Ivy Lurkin trying to get very aggressive in the bot lane. Probably going to pair that with an aggressive support as well. But Caitlyn has generally been a very good pick into Draven. With her range, she can just sort of farm and stay very safe, as Draven sort of has to force those all-ins early. But an interesting pick. Ivy Lurkin very, very confident on this Draven, apparently.
I think with the Sona and Janna being banned out, they're just looking to go hard in on lane, because Caitlyn, without a support that can kind of peel back for her, will not be able to keep Draven off of her, though. So with the Nami being locked in, I think they're just going all in on lane, winning lane, and snowballing into the rest of the game, because their lanes are really good at playing into the bot lane with Ornn and Malzahar. And we see the Lux support coming out from Supa. This is one of his signature picks along with Sona. He's going to look to be poking out the bot lane with Caitlyn Q's, Lux E's, binds, and the traps. There's a lot of poke coming out from the side of P5, while the side of the Rats kind of just want to go all in on that bot lane. So we'll see how the junglers want to look to play around that.
Going to be a very important focus on the bot lane here early. Malzahar can also roam at level 6. Lee Sin, a good early ganker, along with Jarvan. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of stuff going on the map, especially on the bottom side here. And perhaps the top laners will come in TP as well. Maybe we'll get a huge fight bottom lane. Orange sticking with the Ignite for now, but could be using that Unsealed Spellbook or switch that at the last minute. But a lot of Ignites being picked up here. And the Lux bottom lane support is not something you see too often. Except for in solo queue, but competitive really not a pick. I'm sure all Draven players hate Lux, as that's sort of become a bit of a meme in the past, but certainly an interesting matchup here. Lots of range and lots of damage in the bottom lane.
Yeah, I think they have a interesting team comp with their only initiation being Jarvan. I don't see how they manage to play team fights with Malzahar, and like there's a lot of ways that the side of the Rats can stop initiation with Nami ult and Mel's ult if they feel like. Ornn ult can even be used to stop initiation. If you only have Jarvan, Jarvan dies when he goes in because of Mel's ult. So the side of P5 is going to be looking more for picks with Lux binding into Jarvan Cataclysm into LeBlanc Burst. But if they don't look for picks this game, I can see this going very badly for them. And on the side of the Rats, they want to look to play normal laning phases, get bot lane ahead, and play into the late game, and just play normal 5v5s front to back, kill the only frontliner for the side of P5, and then push forward on the fight. And I think their team comp is honestly, on the side of the Rats, the easier team comp to play out.
Certainly could be once we hop into game here. We do have a quick change in the summer spells. In case you can catch it, Malzahar did switch TP, but Ornn still has the Ignite. So one teleport on the side of the Rats, but not in the top lane this time. Now with Malzahar having that teleport, though, that does open up a lot of options once he hits that level 6 mark. You can exert a lot of pressure on the map with the ability to get around and use that powerful ultimate. So we'll see if he can make something happen with that. But yeah, the focus is going to be on the bottom lane. Very excited to see what can be done here. Draven and Nami, a very, very strong duo together. So we'll see if they can get anything done here. But a lot of exciting picks here for the start of Season 2, and I'm excited to get underway here. Just got one more minute here on the spectator delay, and then we'll hop right into game. Gonna go over the... Yep.
I'm wondering if Ornn's running Summoner Spellbook to compensate for the Ignite top lane. Because it doesn't make sense to run Ignite on the champion like Ornn with his ult, like as much utility as he has. Otherwise, he's just going to be with his team all game and falling pretty far behind on Rumble, who's going to look to split push and ult with his ult, like TP in the fights and ult with a good flank. I would believe, like if I had to guess, Kang Yu Chan's probably running Unsealed Spellbook and is looking for more mid-game team fight centric type of Ornn here.
Does seem like a good option for Ornn, especially as a champion. You can buy items in lane. Being able to stay on the map and switch your summoner spells around can be very powerful. Just allow you to stay on the map and exert that pressure that you need to. So a definite option for him. Seen some popular options. Grass has been the most popular option for Ornn. For the most part, Aftershock has also been an option, but Unsealed Spellbook is certainly something he could pick up. And may want to with that Ignite pickup. Also could be Ignite could be taken for early ganks from the jungler if he's expecting his Lee Sin to come top lane. Could want that Ignite for that extra kill pressure on the Rumble. So we'll see what ends up happening to that one.
So he did run Grass. It kind of worries me. It's just a big deficit. I guess he just lanes with plays the lanes out with his team. Then he groups early, is there for every dragon, because Rumble then has the pressure with just TP, and I feel like Rumble just honestly wins this lane anyways, even with Kang Yu Chen having Ignite. The only way that Kang can win this lane is with ganks from Lee Sin, and then he has to snowball it with the Ignite. So we will see how it plays out, but on the side of the Rats, I'd be questioning my boy Kang Yu Chen top lane with the Ignite right now.
It's an interesting decision. We'll see if it pays off. We've been talking about the bottom lane throughout Champ Select, but top lane can certainly go either way here with that Ignite being picked up. Rumble usually wins these tank matchups, but yeah, with Ignite, potential for Kang to make something happen there. So we'll see what happens there. Corrupting Potion will be picked up for him. And pretty much standard everywhere else in terms of those first starting items. As we get underway for first game of SFL Season 2. And looks like we're going to get a 5-man invade, at least from Paragon 5 side, and another 5-man from the Rats as well, so we'll see if they meet up level 1.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Well, it's unfortunate. I haven't loaded in yet.
Well, they are making their way in here. Paragon 5 is making their way to the red buff, and they've just completely missed the Rats who have stacked that Tri-Brush. Looks like we're going to get some backs in here, and we're just going to go our separate ways. A couple ships passing in the night, and nothing will happen in the end. Jarvan did back, so we'll be going top side. And looks like the bottom side start will come in.
I think that benefits more or less the Rats because they do want like no early game shenanigans. They want their lanes, and they want Lee Sin to be able to end top side. So I think it benefits the Rats to not have anything happen on the early invade.
Will be red starts for both junglers here. So that does mean that Caitlyn and the Lux lane, Jerky and Supa, going to have the early advantage here in terms of lane pressure, which is pretty big when you have that range advantage. And Draven is someone who really wants to get an advantage early in the lane, so this could matter because of the way the junglers have started.
And we see Ornn using his lane advantage, pushing out onto the Rumble, looking to get as much priority in this lane as he can early. And we will see how these lanes play out. Looks like Jarvan's going to be looking for an early level 2 with the Krugs second after red. So we could look forward to that. We see Lee Sin down bot side farming Scuttle Crab. And lanes are playing out normally with Malzahar pushing in hard on the LeBlanc, trying to deny her as much CS as possible.
Jarvan went straight for those Krugs, so staying topside while Lee Sin looked to get aggressive, going for that Scuttle Crab, and a possible invade coming in from him, or maybe a gank bottom lane, as the Staker has put some pressure on Toxic Can early, but here comes the gank. Lee Sin, bubble lands, and now Old Man Hazy going to go in, pick up the first blood. Draven doesn't even get an assist there, but they'll take that one every day. An early kill there for Old Man Hazy.
And we see that bubble landing was really crucial because otherwise they're not able to get the kill, but they also net both of Jerky's sums. So that was really well played by the side of the Rats because they're able to pick up both sums in a lane where they have to hard pressure as Lux Caitlyn. And if they don't, they do end up losing this lane, like at the scaling contest too. So with them picking up both sums, it allows IB Lurking and Good Luck on Terra to pressure this lane really hard. And we see top lane trading, and Kang not really getting the best of it. The gank from Skarain coming in, the EQ, the flash from Kang you can, but he does die to the flash Q from Jarvan.
So a response could coming in there. Both junglers picking up kills early. First blood goes over to Lee Sin, but a quick response there. Jarvan getting there. Skarain coming back. Does have to use the flash, but his top laner does save it. Shrang should have a big advantage in that lane now, getting the assist, and now up in the summoner spells. No TP available as well, so Ornn's gonna lose a lot.
Kang's probably gonna lose a wave, and then half his wave is gonna be gone by the time he gets to the turret. So this is really bad for Kang, because now he's just gonna fall down XP as we see the bubble landing bot lane, but nothing really coming with it. Jarvan's on his Raptors, and both junglers are topside right now. I wonder if they're gonna look to pressure Kang some more with Lee Sin counter game to see some early fighting.
Now, with this lane pressure Draven has gotten here, they've got a slight CS lead, but they really want to cash Draven in at some point. That's a very important objective for them. Toxican down a level, tries to go for an aggressive trade, but the Staker gonna fight right back here. He's got a slight level advantage here, should be evened up once that wave thrashes, but if the Malzahar goes even early, it's something you definitely want into the LeBlanc, and
yep. It's a really good matchup for Malzahar as long as you play it passively. Just play your champion. You drop E's on the wave, hard shove her in, and just look to get your wards out. Maybe look for a roam if you can. And with Jarvan recalling and top lane pushing in as hard as it is to Shararang, he could look to gank top lane if Shararang freezes this, which it looks like he's going to. So we should see some jungle pressure coming out to the top side soon, and bot lane netting the cash in on Draven, and Lux picking up a kill. It's more beneficial for the side of the Rats because Draven just earned about 600 gold there, while the support on the side of P5 was the one picking up the gold for them.
Big kill there for Draven cashing in. Caitlyn's now died twice. Really struggling to put together those items. 2 longswords and boots, but once Draven goes back, he's going to have a lot more gold. Probably a BF sword and a little bit extra as well. Lee Sin still going for that Tiamat as well as the Jarvan. A little bit more expensive on these new patches, but still worth it when you want to clear faster, as those 80 champions don't have a ton of AoE spells. So they're both going to pick that one up here. So everyone's sitting pretty even besides the bottom lane, who's gotten themselves way ahead for the Rats. Is Kang Yuchang going to go ahead? And gone too far forward here. Scran here. And looks like he's going to die here as Kang will fall to the Jarvan in the end here. Shrang with the ultimate forced Kang back and ultimately to his death here. So another kill top lane. That's 2 kills over the jungler. And 2 deaths to the top laner. Kang struggling.
And just as to was be expected, we see the jungle gank coming out from Skarain, and it's really well timed. That wave just crashed and the lane's reset, and the only ward out is a most lazy ward in the long bush downriver. So the gank's really easy, and the initiation came out from Kang, so that was just free setup for the side of P5. And Kang's just gonna fall more and more behind. We see Shara Rang's already level 6, almost level 7, and Kang's most likely just gonna hit 6 on that wave.
Now a dragon pick up here for the Rats. The bubble gonna miss. A nice
really
objective
good.
pick up.
That's really good for the side of P5. They don't want anything landing on the side of the Reds because that lane is really bad for the Caitlyn now. She wants the snowball early, but she gave up 2 early kills, so this lane's going to be really hard for her to play out now.
The Draven CS lead has extended now with the boots and the BF sword, as opposed to Caitlyn's double long sword and boots. It's about a 10 CS lead now, and top lane as well made a similar deficit, except for the other side. Kang struggling against Shrang there. Mid lane still just wave clear battle here. Slight CS lead for the Malzahar Staker, but it's very small overall. And now going to looking for a dive here. The Nami does get binded up. Old Man Hansi still charging forward. Supa sticking onto the turret. You're going to get kicked, and Supa going to flash away, getting very low. Old Man Hazy, though, is low as well. He'll go back, takes aggro again, will go down. Sharang comes in with the ultimate. Now Ivy Lurkin is caught behind the turret. 2v1. Ivy Lurkin isn't going to go down. It's just a matter of when, and does go down. Double kill for Caitlyn now in the mid lane. The gank here, the Staker going to go down to the Ignite. And Sharang actually going to steal that one with an auto. Toxic King going to get the assist, and a 3rd kill here for the Jarvan. All around the map, just finding kills everywhere.
And for the side of P5, that probably went as good as it can go. Orange just now getting the wave in the top lane. Some of it won't even hit the turret. So Shararang is going to be able to pick it up again. And this for the side of the bot lane, Caitlyn picks up 2 kills. Going to be able to match items with Draven. And in mid lane, we even see Mel's burning ult, dying still to the gank from Jarvan. Jarvan picking up his 3rd kill and looking really good on this pick. Even though it's not the most meta, but he's able to use it and be able to play around his lanes really well.
Very scared Draven at this point in the game. 2 kills, the BF sword, the Vamp Scepter. So he's going to be a force to be reckoned with here, but on the other side, we've got a very strong Jarvan, and the Caitlyn's just picked up a bunch of gold now, so she's back in this game despite struggling so early in the game. Now potential gank rush here. Oh no, the Lux ultimate kills Draven straight off the bat, and then the look on Terra follows the ADC right down. So another 2 kills there for the Jarvan. After Lux did pretty much all the damage, Jarvan just came in and scooped up those kills and said thank you very much.
And if I'm P5, that's what I want. I want Jarvan picking up a lot of early kills because he does not scale well into the late game. And he is their only really initiator, so he needs the snowball early, otherwise this game is going to be really hard for him to play out. And that's what they want to look for the later this game goes on as well. They want to be able to get picks off onto Draven, onto Nami, and even Lee Sin, because those are champions that don't really have the best escape routes outside of one dash from Lee Sin, or flashes, but they weren't even able to use them in time. And we see Old Man Hazy getting hit with the LeBlanc Q, but nothing really coming of it, even though Jarvan's there. Jarvan EQ lands onto Old Man Hazy, and Old Man Hazy will go down to the Lux E plus passive auto.
Very good ward hop away, but then walks right back into the river, and down he goes. Old Man Hazy had a little bit of amnesia there, just completely forgot the enemy team was in the river. And it looks like we're going to take a look at Ornn again, struggling up here. Kang, unfortunately, drew the lot of being the tank this game and is really struggling now. He's staying kind of even CS. He's about down 2 to 2.5 waves here. So if he can just hang on for his team, I'm sure they'll be happy, but he is struggling right now.
And this CS deficit was to be expected out of this lane. This lane's hard Rumble favored, and Kang hasn't even been able to get a use of his Ignite off. So now you really start to question, if he went TP, how bad would this really be? Because those 2 early deaths did cause him to lose about 2 to 3 waves of CS.
Certainly is a decision they may look back on and regret, but perhaps they had a completely different plan and things just didn't go exactly the way they wanted to in the early game, and now Kang is in a bit of a hard spot. But this is exactly where they wanted the Rumble be here for Paragon 5. That was the goal, to get Rumble ahead, have a really strong lane for him, as he's generally someone who can pick on tanks. But now Old Man Hazy looking for something in the bottom lane. Unfortunately, the Q hits a minion. The Nami ult misses as well, but the Draven ult going to come back in. Oh, Nami. Good luck on Terra going to pick up that kill. Ivy Lurkin probably going to flame him after this one, but they do secure the kill for now, and Ivy Lurkin still charging forward. Supa is going to run away, and now looks like nothing will come of it. Jarvan is making his way over.
And this Jarvan's really fed, and EQ and Auto R does kill Nami. And we're going to see Scaring just back off after. That's really good. Keeping them from getting more than 2 turret platings keeps the gold at least not too snowbally towards the side of the Rats. They want to get as much gold off this Draven as possible. So keeping the plates off of him is really good. And the Staker is able to get an E onto Skarain, but not able to ult him. So Skarain's able to make it out of that pretty scotch-free. And we see on the side of the Rats, they're getting a good push top lane with Ornn likely to get a couple plates, but the trade is going to be for this Cloud Drake, which is, dependent on your opinion, is a decent trade for this side of the Rats. Unless Lee Sin is able to get a steal here. And we see him going in, and he is able to steal the Cloud Drake, so this is really good for the side of the Rats. The Caitlyn ult comes out, Old Man Hazy does live with about 300 HP, Skarain goes in. The flash auto from Draven is able to get the 800, 900 gold shutdown and the Draven cash out. We see the Staker flashing forward, getting the ult onto Lux, but he will go down to the LeBlanc damage and Rumble E. And Jerky has now just finally arrived, able to do some damage, but this is a really fed Draven with Bloodthirster. And the Lux Q does hit both Old Man Hazy and Ivy Lurking. Old Man Hazy will go down to Jerky and Lux. And that will be a double kill picked up for the side of P5.
Meanwhile, Ornn in the top lane has been hammering away at this turret. Kang looking to get some gold back. He did get quite a few plates here. He's now looking to take down this turret, but cost them a lot there. A lot of kills. A good steal there from Old Man Hazy, but a lot of deaths on the side of the Rats. Did get a huge cash in there from the Draven. Got the 900 gold shutdown on screen as well, but a huge cost and a lot of deaths, and we'll see if that's worth it in the end here. Originally, there was just one shutdown before that fight, and it was on the Jarvan with 900 gold, and now there is a shutdown on the Caitlyn, and not on the Jarvan.
He has no flash or ult, and the Super Sugoi is able to pick up the kill with his basic Lux damage. And we see 3 people gathering bot side for the side of the Rats. They are looking to get first turret on this bot turret. But Old Man Hazy will be rooted up, flashed on by the Jarvan. Lux will be able to snipe him out with the final spark. And that is all she wrote for Old Man Hazy. Obviously not able to see the Lux ult in his face.
CS lead in the top lane has essentially melted to 0 now, and actually the Ornn might have a CS lead at the end of this wave, and he does by 2. So Kang getting back in it. After all the time Sharang spent bottom lane, he is going to get the CS back. Oh, IB Lurkin go in. Big kill onto the turret. Gets a shutdown as well as the kill there. Nami ult wasn't even needed. Unfortunately, Jerky was left alone, and 2v1. I don't think you're going to survive a very fed Draven.
I imagine that was Jerky thinking that he could potentially keep him off his turret until his Lux got back. And we see Sharang going in onto Kangyu Chan. The Kangyu Chan's going to ult him, but it will be flashed by Sharang. Oh man, Hazy does land the Q and is able to pick up the kill onto the Rumble.
Both junglers now with their jungle items team out and a few other assorted items. Still, the Jarvan is quite a bit ahead there. He's got the full boots and another health item, whereas the Lee Sin is just sitting on boots and a longsword. So still a big lead there as Kang just charges headfirst into a wall. Didn't even really go anywhere, but a second turret picked up here for the Rats after picking up the first one bottom lane. So now a 2-turret-to-0 lead, and they could look to extend this now with the map pressure they have, despite losing a lot of fights early, especially to this Jarvan.
Well, we do see the gold is equalized right now, and something good coming out of this for the Rats is Draven is going second item GA. So all the burst on the side of P5 will not be able to pick him up initially, and he'll be able to play around the second half, the second initiation, if you will, of the team fight, once his GA pops. And he is just looking to not die to this Jarvan right now, whom he probably thought was going full damage, but is not. Kangyu Chan getting half healthing Caitlyn off in W auto, and we see Ivy Lurking getting binded and LeBlanc damage, which is one of the things about this build. And we see the stage getting ulted by Jarvan, is able to pick up the kill, but does get picked up by Super Sugoi afterwards. We see the Q landing on Toxician, but old man Hazy is not able to get in range, and Sharang is just whooping on this man Hazy. But he is not able to pick up the kill, but does ult, and is able to pick up the kill with a little bit of help from Chick.
Meanwhile, Jerky has been working away at this bottom lane turret, and he should be able to pick that one up here. Now, meanwhile, in the mid lane, the rest of Paragon 5 is working away at the mid lane turret. Don't think they'll be able to pick it up here, but a big one fight for them, and they should be able to get some damage at least off this, and then bring the Caitlyn over to try and finish this off a little bit later. Got the Dragon spawning in a couple seconds as well, so getting that mid lane pressure can really help get priority on that objective. It looks like they're going to drop it down here. Ivy Lurkin and Glucom Terran not going to be enough to force them away, so 2 turrets evening up the score here for Paragon 5.
And Ivy Lurkin does finally pick up his GA, but really mispositioned before he had it. Got caught by the Lux binding, which caused a 2k gold swing back to the side of P5. P5 does pick up the Dragon and have the inside track on the mid lane fight, as they do look to get a route onto anybody possible, but are not able to pick up anybody as of right now. The Q does land on Toxician, Old Man Hazy goes in, but it's a really risky play because of the pick potential that they do have in Super Sugoi and Jarvan.
Looks like we're going to get a big group here in the mid lane.
With
everyone here.
With Rift Herald even coming down too. This turret's about a sixth of its health left, and the Rift will be able to get charged. Jerky does get ulted by the Melzar. Melzar and Jerky both go down. We see Terrain up in the front line will go down to Kangyu Chan, and the Rift Herald will get another charge onto the inner turret. Ivy Lurkin's positioning up front with that GA, ready to take as much damage as he can to get this turret. Nami Bubble does land onto Sharang, but the kick goes on to Super Sugoi, who was not positioned to get kicked into the team. So it was really a misplay from the side of the Rat's jungler. As we see Toxician going in, getting one shot by Kangyu Chan and Ivy Lurking. And the Lux ult coming out, not able to snipe the look on Terror. And that will be all of the trade.
So after a lot of action, we'll all be calmed down now as teams head back and pick up some items, and the rest of them respawn. Big shutdowns here on Super Sugoi and Toxican, 450 and 600 on those guys. Looks like Supa's going to go for that Hourglass and now the Soul Stealer as well, so very aggressive damage-focused build here from the support. And of course that Oblivion Orb coming in for the Blanc. Loves that Magic Pen. And the Caitlyn also picked up 2 items there. Gonna be the rapid fire cannon second for her. So a lot of range now for her.
And the Draven is now building into the Maw Mortius, most likely, with the X-Drinker. Probably just going to finish that. And considering he got such a good early lead, he wants to build more offensively because his team was behind even though he was ahead. So he's fighting into more fed champions than his team is able to help him with. And we see Kang Yu-Chan landing the E onto Jerky, and Jerky getting really low, the ult being flashed by Jerky. We see the TP coming out from Rumble. Rumble lands the ult onto Good Luck on Terra. Good Luck on Terra is forced to flash. Old Man Hazy's walking blind into the P5 side jungle. Skarane's able to land the Jarving Cataclysm and kill Lee Sin as Kang Yu-Chan is stuck between a Rumble and a Lux and is able to get out with his life just barely.
Another turret picked up as well, though, so even 3-3 in turrets again. One team strikes and one team strikes right back. Been a back and forth game so far, and looks like the Ornn still wants to keep going forward. Kang Yu-Chan gonna pick up another kill on a Jerky here. Walking too far forward again. Had to use both summoners in that last little fight. And just walked up again all alone, and down he goes. Couple missteps from him.
That was a big misstep coming from the side of P5's AD carry, because now they lose a lot of map pressure, and the side of the Rats can look to clear out all the wards, or some of the wards around Baron, but it looks like they will all head bot side for most likely to set up for the dragon that is coming up soon. And that will be a Ocean Drake, so is it really worth it when the enemy team's AD carry is down to not set up for Baron vision, but they will look for the bot side vision instead.
Well, Old Man Hazy gonna go ahead and take that blue buff away from his mid laner. As both teams are just looking for vision right now, trying to clear out each other's wards and place down their own. Looks like we're gonna have a Rumble and a Malzahar in the bottom lane, the two people with teleports. Because Kang Yu-Chan does not have his teleport, he's gonna be forced to go top or mid lane. Can't really go to the bottom lane unless the Baron is down. But look, Terra has walked into the wrong place. He's getting very low. Oh, will survive the ultimate now. Old Man Hazy going in. Shutdown landed onto the Lux. It's a big one. Soulsteer stacks down as well. And now Ivy Lurkin. Ooh. Will not pick up the block as she was able to get away. That was just her clone. Now, 5v4. This should be a Baron take here for them if they can get the smite down.
Yep, and it looks like they will start the Baron with Kang Yu-Chan zoning. But Kang's taking a lot of damage. He does not have much resist versus Jerky, who is slowly whittling him down. And we still see the Staker is still on Baron trying to keep it aggroed, so the side of the Rats is able to take it if this swings heavily towards their favor. And we see Sharang having to flash out. Jerky gets flashed on, does get one shot by Lee Sin and Malzahar. We see the initiated fight going on, but the Rumble is huge, doing a lot of damage to 4 members of the side of the Rats, and Lee Sin and Malzahar will both go down to the damage from Rumble. Good Luck on Terra does get chunked, but Ivy Lurking's damage is still good, even though his build might not scream damage. And Sharang is not going to go down right now to the Draven, as the Zanya's bait does come out, and you see Ivy Lurking fall into the GA.
No flash for him. He should just be dead here. The Vova comes in to try and help him. Good Luck on Terra. Futilely trying to help his AD carry, but unfortunately will go down. Ivy Lurkin walked a little bit too far forward there. Took the bait, as you said, and down he goes. Soulsteal stacks are down to 6 now, though, for the Lux after following in that last fight. LeBlanc still with no deaths, though, has a 600 gold shutdown. And Sharang on the Rumble also has a 500 gold shutdown, which is pretty big if they can pick those up. So the Rats will be gunning for them. The Paragon 5 able to prevent that Baron take even after getting a pick off here, and they were able to stop the zoning from the Ornn, and now they're going to try and start this dragon here. Old Man Hazy looking to steal again. He's already done it once. Can he do it again?
It looks like he would just die to the damage from Caitlyn and the LeBlanc, and they will pick up the dragon and look for this Baron now. That's really an interesting play coming out from Old Man Hazy, considering how much is on the board right now. The dragon's on the board, you have inner turrets that are on the board, and you're really the only initiation. And you have Baron on the board as the jungler. Dying for a Ocean Drake is most definitely not worth it, as now the side of P5 will be able to pressure the Baron really easily.
No jungler here to come in for the smite, so this should be theirs as long as they don't get picked off here. In Sometimes Nami ultimate big.
From Jarvan, and they are able to pick up Ivy Lurking as the Caitlyn traps and LeBlanc Dams land onto Ivy Lurking. Kang Yu-Chan looking for some more damage, but Caitlyn and Rumble are positioning well enough in the front line to keep him at bay. The Stakers for sure looking for an ult onto either Jerky or Sharang, but neither will happen. The flash W auto killed Jerky right now, and we see Kang looking for more, constantly pushing forward, wanting to get as much damage on these members as possible. Look for their own Baron take on the reverse play.
Reverse splitting mega rescue super ability.
Gonna be a pretty even fight in the end here. The shutdown's still available to be picked up here for the Rats as they continue to move forward here. Looking to take down this turret. Lux ultimate gonna come through trying to clear out those minions. And the cannon will die too, so siege will be thwarted for now as the Draven comes back. Ivy Lurkin looking to rejoin his team.
By the time Ivy Lurkin gets there, Caitlyn will be up and ready to fight with her team. So it looks like the side of the Rats will peel off and look for this Baron, as the side of P5 has some low members that want to look to base, but looks like all their members will stay out on the field and look for some plays. But it looks like the side of the Rats will just look for the recalls or death push here. And we see nothing come of it as Ivy Lurking is farming and getting the mid-wave in.
Old man Hazy gonna do a little hop over to his teammates. Say hi before they back. And Staker gonna clear the top wave while Ivy Lurkin moves mid to pick up that wave when that comes through, and a little bit of farming gonna come in for Old Man Hazy. As the red buff will go over to the Draven. So now we're just waiting for this next big fight here. The Baron definitely gonna be the source of that fight. As Toxin gonna pick up his blue buff. Everyone getting set, getting ready for this next fight. QSS been purchased for Caitlyn, delaying that Infinity Edge. And the Draven still buying a lot of defensive items here. Has purchased another BF sword. I'm curious as what that would build into.
Most logically, that's probably going towards a Storm Razor, as we see Old Man Hazy getting flash ulted by Jarvan and occasional ult coming out for the snipe onto him. As Lux gets an assist, they're able to pick up a couple more Soul Stealer stacks, and Jerky's able to pick up a lot of gold right there.
Well, huge pick there. They get the jungler. While Baron is up here, so I would imagine they're going to probably look to turn on this. Sharang does have TP.
I think they want to get Sharang to get that wave, pressure somebody to go down there, and then have him walk up and make the side of the Rats burn a TP by just having a 5v3 instead of a 5v4.
Perhaps they're worried a little bit about the vision here. The Rift Scaler is available for the Rats to see if the Baron does get started up, so perhaps they're just trying to wait for that to expire. I don't think they can do it quite yet.
And we did see the Draven ult come out for a little bit of scouting because none of their blue trinkets are up right now. So they know they're not on it right now, and they see Sharang has arrived with the team. So the Staker's really gonna need to look to a good spot for his TP right now, as his team is in a 5v4 with Rumble being up. But for now, it'd just be vision clearing coming out from the side of P5, and just some farm being picked up from the Rats. The Baron has been starting. Ivy Lurking and Good Luck on Terra are both facing. Looks like they're just gonna. Never mind, Ivy Lurking canceled his. Old Man Hazy's gonna get chunked out by the LeBlanc here, as he almost one-shots LeBlanc, but LeBlanc does live. Ornal comes out onto the members of P5. Old Man Hazy is looking for the steal, but P5 is able to pick up the Baron. Ivy Lurking is in a 1v1 versus Fed Jarvan, as the Rumble comes down just to help his Jarvan out. And Skarain was stuck between the rock and a hard place, but unlucky for him, he was able to flash out of there. And Orin took a lot of damage, but the bot lane push is still going on with the Staker. He's able to pick up the turret as all this happened, but at the cost of a Baron buff.
We'll get pushed in here to the inhibitor turret, but will not pick that one up here as Sharang is there to clear that one. So lots of shutdowns now available. 450 on the Malzahar, 600 on the Ornn, 550 on the Rumble, 450 on the Jarvan, and 450 on the Caitlyn. So lots of shutdown gold available here. Now there's a bit less because everyone's starting to near that point where they're coming towards full builds. But certainly important to finish those item spikes. So still relevant at this stage in the game here, as the Cloud Drake will be picked up here. Oh, the steal? Nope, Lux not going to pick that one up. Look, Terror going to get it with the auto instead. Staker. Oh, able to flash away. Very close.
That was a really good play by the Jarvan, dropping the E first and then the Lux Binding coming out, because otherwise there's no pressure. The Lux Binding is the first thing that comes out onto the Staker. And it will just be a reset from the side of P5, or maybe a mid lane push coming out with Sharang still having TP. There are only 2 members mid lane right now for the side of the Rats, and this is a really good rotational play from the side of P5. They should be able to get a lot of damage on this mid lane turret before the Malzahar does arrive, but it looks like they would choose against it considering he is getting close to this mid lane.
Draven will be going for a Zeal item, so that BF sword will be Infinity Edge more likely than Storm Razor at this point in the game, but still the option to go Storm Razor. As we get the Ardent Sensor in for the Nami, as well as probably the Locket follow-up. Meanwhile, there's an Orin ult bottom lane, gonna hit the knock as well. Old Man Hazy here with him. This should be a pickup. Oh no, he misses the Q. Now
it looks like this will still be a kill, but they are able to pick up the mid lane inner turret, and Sharang will go down to the Lee Sin and the Ornn. A Rumble was used there, so they could look to fight with the Rumble being down as Rumble respawns. Force Rumble TP with Rumble being down. He's more or less useless champion without ult or Zanyas. So I could see that being something that the side of the Rats will look for, as they have to be able to do something. As Kangi Chan's looking, but does get rooted up, does get trapped up, does get rooted again, gets hit by the Lux ult, but doesn't take too much damage, is able to flash out of there with his hysterics going off. I'm surprised he built hysterics, but it did save him there, as the shield was able to soak most of that damage.
An interesting item purchase there, but definitely does help with the burst when you have Lux and LeBlanc and things like that. Even the Rumble and Jarvan have burst potential as well. So it can make some sense here as a couple of traps are cleared out and another blue buff picked up here for the mid laners on each side. Now Paragon 5 with a good Baron buff. I'd say they're got themselves into a pretty even state again after their the split push came in from Staker. They certainly made up for it with the turrets they were able to get off that Baron.
So how many Soul Stealer stacks do you think this Lux ends up with this game?
At the end, I cannot say. It's gone up and down. At one point it was 12, then it was like 6 or 4 or something like that, and now it's all the way back to 14. She's been up and down with that thing, but stuck with it the entire time, building full damage here.
I'm calling it right now. You're gonna get the max stacks on the Soul Stealer.
At the end of the game, you're saying max stacks at the end of the game.
Yep.
That's your prediction?
That's my prediction.
All right, that's what we'll have to look out for here, as the Caitlyn has finished up that Infinity Edge and she just still has that QSS available for herself, but Draven is still struggling to finish his Infinity Edge as he decided to go for that Rapid Fire Cannon before he finished that one.
And one of the things about the Draven build, it does delay his big power spikes in the Rapid Fire Cannon, the IH combo by a lot, because he built the GA and then had the Hex Drinker in between, and then sat on a BF sword, then bought the Zeal. So if he chose against the Hex Drinker, because it really hasn't helped him as much as the GA has, if he chooses against the Hex Drinker, he has Rapid Fire a couple minutes early, as we see Sharang getting a flash pick from Lee Sin, even though the Mal's ult was already on. It's more resources expended than needed to be, but we see the bot lane push coming out from the side of P5. They are able to pick up the turret, and we'll be able to get the inhibitor too. We see Skarane going in, getting hit by the Nami bubble, but is able to make it out of there. There's nothing left for the side of the Rats. They don't have any of their ults back up, as we see Old Man Hazy getting chunked, and Subascore is going to Zanyas for no reason, losing all his Magi stacks. There goes my prediction. And we see the rest of P5 is able to get out of there with them picking up the inhibitor, but the side of the Rats are chasing hard into this, and they will themselves look for a bot lane push. But Rumble is up, so when Rumble respawns, P5 will look to just drop the Rumble on the wave and force the side of the Rats back. Baron is coming up soon, and that is an Infernal Drake coming up in 7 seconds, so the side of the Rats will look to pick up the Infernal Drake, and rotate onto the Baron, get some good wards as the pick support on the side of P5 is coming down.
Infernal Drake, pretty good for the team comp though, with the Draven, Lee Sin, Malzahar, even Nami uses AP a little bit, so definitely a decent pickup for them, even at this late stage of the game. Also makes their Elder Dragon a little bit more potent once they get to that point, if we do in fact make it to that point. In the meantime though, the Baron has been started up here, and I'm not sure if they have vision on this yet. Do have some blue trinkets here if they want to check it.
It doesn't look like they have vision right now. They just got vision with that blue trinket. They have no idea. The Baron's at 6k, and Old Man Hazy is just now getting to it. Jarvan and Lux are the only ones attacking the Baron right now, so it's going down really slow. Old Man Hazy is dropping to his GA. The 4-man Ornal lands onto the side of P5. Jarvan with the flash forward, the Malzo, but does drop, and Toxician goes down instantly to the damage as Lee Sin takes away the Jarvan and is able to pick up the kill. Kang is looking to 2v1 the backline of P5. Does get Rumble really low with the help of the Staker. Rumble Zanyas, and blue team is able to pick up the Baron Asher, and this looks like to be a clean sweep from the side of the Rats as their late game team fighting, as was seen in play, and does come back to help them again. We do see the TP coming out mid lane, so they're looking to get as much as possible on this play too. The Staker will pick up the mid lane inhibitor, as the 4-man unit will get the top lane inner and inhibitor turret, as well as the inner.
Most likely going to be the end here. They got 32 seconds and 27 seconds here on the top in support, so if they can keep pushing through this Baron, they could probably just end the game straight up here. Splitting up hurt their speed a little bit here, as Kang's actually going to go back here. So perhaps they're not committing to the end here. They're just going to take both inhibs and say goodbye here, as they're worrying about those supers on the other side. Shrang did have TP, so maybe they're worried about that backdoor attempt. Going to play it safe this time is the Rats, and just take the win for now and try and finish the game on the next fight.
I don't think they had enough damage to force the end in about the 10-15 seconds that it was going to be for Shrang to get back up. So I think that was the better play, just the base, pick up the super minions, don't lose anything in your base, just in case you can't actually end on that play, because then that turns around, you lose the game because you're already down to Nexus turret because of those super minions.
Yep. Don't want to take the risk, they're just going to head back here, pick up the enemy blue buff as well as their own, and try again. As Jerky will get his red though, which is pretty important in these late game scenarios. Having the red can mean a difference between staying alive in certain situations, being able to kite and not. As Old Man Hazy, is he gonna give it over?
It looks like he will.
Oh, what a teammate! What a guy! Old Man Hazy.
Doesn't look like Draven wants it.
Oh!
Draven's sitting bot lane. There's some farm, I gotta pick up my farm, old man. Leave it there.
Well,
my old man was a little too impatient for him, gave it a good kick, and they're on to their bot lane plays.
both 80 carries looking to pick up these final items here. Both of them have the components for their final item, whereas some of the other positions are not quite there yet. LeBlanc sitting on 173 farm at 38 minutes really has not been able to put together a lot of items, just sitting on 3 items right now, whereas Malzahar on the other side is sitting at 301, has put together almost all of his items, just waiting for that last one, which will probably be the death cap here. So the farm coming in and making a big difference even at this late stage of the game.
Imagine being 3-7 and having a 1,000 gold shutdown over your head. That's what it feels like to be this Malzahar, because you're 130 CS up. And with the new shutdown system, it's just how it is nowadays. The more farm you gather on your opponent, the more you're worth. And we see that right here with Staker being 1,000 gold shutdown while not netting too many kills.
Horn is also 1,000 gold shutdown right now. Kang has to watch out for that as well, especially being the tank. The front line, he can go down pretty easy in one of these fights. Kang gonna ult though, looking for that Orn Horn. As the engage will not land here, as they're looking to take down this third inhibitor tower. They will do it and looking for that third inhibitor. If they can get this is probably the end of the game here with a Baron buff. They will, and this should just be the end, I'd imagine.
Yep, they have about 4 minions in the base. We see Jarvan going in, does get one shot by all the combos coming out. We see the good pick onto Toxician from Old Man Hazy with the insect, and Rumble does go down, so this will be the end of the game, and really well played in the end game from the side of the Rats, as half their team does get one shot by the turrets, and Lux ends with 4 Soul Stealers tags. So, if I actually put money on this bet, I'd be a broke man today.
Unfortunately, I was not able to get you to put any money on the line, but you were definitely very wrong on that account. So we will move into game 2 here after a quick break. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Okay, welcome back for game 2 of the Rats versus Paragon 5. The Rats currently up 1-0 as we hop into Champ Select for the second game here. We got the Malzahar being taken away after the Staker played that one. And the Sona as well going to join Malzahar on the banned bench along with the Kaisa. So going to stick with the Sona and Kaisa bans here, as well as adding on, as well as Paragon 5 is going to add on some new ones and sticking with the brand as well.
The Sona was banned. It was just on the second rotation. And we see the same bans coming out from the Rats, even though there was a lot of things they couldn't play into last match. But the Mels and Brand being banned, and Lucian now being banned from the side of P5, not looking to give the Staker Malzahar again. And it looks like Kang's just going to repeat his Ornn game and go for Ornn again.
See if he sticks with the Ignite again. As he did last game. Didn't really work out for him in the lane phase, but at the end of the game he was doing pretty well. Once he pulled together a couple items and got some help from his teammates. Now we have the Ezreal going to come in here. So this is the new Ezreal. I've seen it, thinking that we saw it in the play-ins a little bit, but it will be the new Ezreal with the reworked W and of course the updated visual models here. So we're going to get a Jax pickup, and this could go top lane or jungle here. Another sort of counter pick for Sherang to try and dominate that top lane, and Jax certainly a bruiser who can do that into Ornn.
This could still be a Jax jungle, even though it's unlikely. Jax with PTA, pressing attack is really good, and it does do well into Camille too, so that is something that Paragon 5 could look to flex. And we do see Old Man Hazy picking up Camille, looking to have a good early game jungler on the side of the Rats, as Alistar is picked up, looking for more initiation than they had last game.
Alistar. So lots of knockups available here for the side of the Rats, which could indicate a possible Yasuo pick in the mid lane. I'm not saying it, but it could happen. Especially with Camille. I believe Camille, Hookshot might also count as a knockup.
It does.
It does. So that's 3 knockup sources here, a couple AoE ones as well. So potential for that. As you get the Janna, boring Janna Ezreal bottom lane. Nothing exciting going on over there. As we get the Akali taken away as well. So a little bit of an assassin focus on the last ban phase. Gonna switch the focus over to a different assassin this time on the Akali. As a sign will join that. So another pick that the Ornn doesn't want to see top lane. King doesn't want to play against that, so he's gonna take it away. Possibly believing that this Jax is the jungle Jax. We're just wanting to force it to the top lane.
Want me to wait while you go get them?
And we see the Draven getting banned from the side of P5, now wanting to play against Ivy Lurking's Draven again. Pretty smart. And we will look to see what Jerky looks to pick for his team right here.
Gonna be Lissandra, which is a pick that saw a lot of popularity in the play-ins as well. Just especially with the Aftershock was a big change. Where people starting to take Aftershocks because she can proc it so easily, and it's just very good. It allows her to, sort of initiate, use the Aftershock, and then Dazania's buys a lot of time in the front line. It's a very good champion overall, especially with a team lacking initiation, like Paragon 5 is right now. Gonna get the Varus follow-up here, so pretty standard safe bottom lanes here. Wouldn't expect too many kills to be going over here unless there's a jungler or other lanes evolving in that, but pretty stark contrast as to game 1, where there was a lot of focus on the bottom lane with the Draven, the Caitlyn, and some very aggressive supports as well in the Nami and Lux. Speaking of aggression here, we might get a Talon as well in the mid lane. Oh, nope, gonna be the cast, and never mind, we're not gonna see anything until level 6. So it's switching it up on us at the last second there. A much safer pick, especially in the Lissandra. It's a pretty safe lane for Cast, and again, not a ton of threat onto him, and he, especially with that shield on his Q, he can absorb a lot of her magic damage as well. So he likes to prey on those mages, and prey on them he will this game.
I mean, that casting pick's really good into the side of Paragon 5 because they get a lot of scaling out of casting. They really didn't have scaling, as Varus isn't in too good of a state right now. He's not able to do as much as he would hope to do. And as the comps round out, we do see what looks to be a Jax jungle, Fiora top lane for some good split push. They're maybe looking to get a good flank with the Lissandra, maybe do a 1-3-1. And Cassin will be running Ignite instead of TP, looking to get some kills in lane. That's actually interesting because it could be possible with gank setup from Old Man Hazy.
Very interesting pick here. In the Fiora, it's not a champion we've seen a ton of popularity in this last season and in the preseason, but certainly still has their place, and their place certainly is to bully around those tanks and be a split pusher. And there's really not a ton of people who can match her in the side lane, especially in the early to mid game. Camille, unless she's the top laner, you can't really match the Fiora because she just doesn't have the income or the items as a jungler, so it's kind of hard for her to do that. And Caston can do it late game, but in the early to mid game, he certainly cannot. So the Fiora definitely has a place in the split push, and maybe the Jax will build Triforce and something else, maybe a jungle item like Blood Razor or Warrior to go along with that to be aggressive in the side lane as well, which could be a possible win condition, especially with a safe AD carry like Ezreal. So sort of a different look for Paragon 5 and playing more the macro sort of split pushy style. And on the other side, the Rats not really doing that. They have some split push potential, but it's mostly going to be those team fights they're looking for.
Yep, no one on the side of the Rats ran TP, so they're going to be looking to go all out in lanes, pick up a couple early kills, look to snowball off that with the Kassadin, with the Ornn. Obviously scales well into the late game as we saw last game.
And will still be the Ignite for Kang, deciding to go with that Summoner spell again. And Fiora will take the TP. So, interesting he's continuing to stick with that. Wasn't a misclick. Just didn't work out quite the way he wanted to. Wants to stick with the aggression, stick with that aggressive Summoner spell. So, a very interesting choice. Not something you see very often on tanks at all, really. Very, very rarely do you see that unless it's the Unsealed Spellbook. And even then, a lot of times they'll take a different Summoner spell to start the laning phase with, just in case they got to use the TP early or something. So interesting pickup for him, but we'll see if it works.
There's a lot of magic damage from the side of the Reds, while on the side of P5, we do see they have a lot of true damage, a lot of mixed damage from the Jax, Lissandra pumping out magic, and I think overall I like the side of P5 better, even just because they have the TPs. They can look the 1-3-1. They saw that they were running Ignite on top lane last. They want this. This is how they want to play this game. 1-3-1. You can't really initiate on Janna Ezreal anyways. So if I'm the side of the Rats, I'm looking to snowball really hard in my early game. I'm looking to be able to force fights. I'm looking to just be able to take turrets early and use the map pressure you get from the warding, the choking of vision, and use that to pick up objectives and snowball into Baron. And that way, you can then push as 5 and win the win the game off the Baron push.
Well, we should be getting the game momentarily here as we wait for that spectator lay to timeout and load in. So, with the Rats on game point, Paragon 5 still needs to win 2 to take this series as it is best of 3. So the Paragon does have a little bit of work to do, but certainly within their grasp at this point.
I think they just look to play champions they're comfortable on, try to pick up a good win, and then look to do something maybe interesting the next game. And they were complaining their top laner didn't have their club tag on, and now he has it on this game, so this could be it for them. Looking to channel the power of 5 clubs. And we see the Moo Cow Alistair coming out, gonna get a little bit of the cowbell. Varus did run Comet, which means we will probably be seeing Poke Varus instead of DPS Varus, which could lower their damage late game. Even with Kassadin, they don't have consistent damage. Outside of that, we really don't see anything all too unexpected from either side.
Okay, we'll be getting away here for game 2. The Rats are up 1-0 here on Paragon 5, and certainly Paragon 5 went back to the drawing board on this one. A completely different draft than they had in game 1, really. Still, an Enchanter support in the bottom lane, but certainly a different playstyle in that Enchantress support. Because it's way more passive on the Janna as opposed to the aggressive Lux with that full damage build.
And we do see the 5-stack coming out from the side of the Rats, but it looks like they will not do anything with it with their Ornn basing, or they could look for a late invade, pick up some vision, pick up maybe a flash, maybe some poke onto the bot lane would be nice. But if I'm the Rats, I want my laning phase. I don't want anything happening. I just want to be able to lane and get to my late game cast. Level 16 is where they want Kassadin, and I think that's what they're looking for with the poke Varus.
Yep. Will be the Darksteel start for the Kassadin as well. So we'll see if he's able to pick up that Soul Steal and get the max stacks like Lux was supposed to last game or not. But we'll get your prediction on that a little bit later, I suppose.
Come on, man. I was confident.
Will be the Fleet Footwork as well on the Kassadin. And that Aftershock on the Lysandra. Other than that, not too crazy of, runes for anyone. Besides that Varus you did mention a little bit earlier. And the Conqueror for the Jackson jungle, which is a little bit harder to proc when you do play him in the jungle. Usually get that press attack, but can work. Still can work with a Conqueror, of course. See the
Conqueror is more for like the late game fighting. You want to be able to take more all in. You do a lot more damage in the late game, as opposed to the press attacks more for the early ganking style. If you want to just jump onto people's faces, do a lot of burst damage. That's what press the attack versus Conqueror is. In today's meta, at least.
And the first Skittle Crab will go to Old Man Hazy, but Jax is going to be okay. He's going to go ahead and go down to the bottom side of the map, take his Skittle Crab, and pretty even start in the jungle so far. Both teams know where each other's junglers are, so should be safe for now.
And it looks like my boy Kang Yu Chan won't get punished early again without having his TP. He'll be able to play his lane with his Ignite, have good pressure. Even though he first picked Thorn, he gets counterpicked again with Fiora, I think this will be a lot better for him. He'll play a lot more passive-aggressive, know his trades instead of just going from his Ignite type of deal. And it looks like he won't get punished as much with Jax playing around his bot side for this game.
Overall, pretty slow early game, though. We had a much more aggressive one when we had that Lee Sin first blood within like the first 2 minutes. Well, the immediate response from the Jarvan. But this one gonna be pretty slow here. Both sides just farming up. Slight CS lead in the bottom lane for the Rats, and a slight CS lead in the top lane for Paragon 5. But again, should be pretty evened up when the waves push back to each side.
And this is kind of what the Rats are going to want. Camille almost died to Krugs, had at about 50 HP on her base. And we see Fiora hard shoving into the Ornn, probably looking to get that wave to bounce back and have the Jax gank, as he is doing Krugs right now. And it looks like they are trying to set that up, but Camille will be able to counter gank as she is heading topside herself. And we see a big wave pushing in mid lane onto the Staker, which they'll be able to pick most of that up when that hits turret. And
both junglers going to pick up their first jungle item and then head right back onto the map. So nothing too crazy. But now we got a gank here. Top lane, Old Man Hazy going to hold the hook shot. Actually doesn't get the recast on it. Now Shrink can get away most likely. The Knight does come through. He's very low. The flash forward from Old Man Hazy and Kang. Last Q gets dodge reposted, and now Skarin going to come in here. Picks up 1 kill. Going to pick up a second one. Double kill here for Skarin. And now, after a failed hook shot top lane, it's a big swing here. Double kill over the jungler here. Jax with 2 kills, Fiora with the 2 assists, and pretty big play here. Good look, I'm tearing to a flash forward here. Forces the flash to heal away from Jerky. Now Supa also had to use the exhaust. Big summoner spell trade there. Looking prepared to use both, but 3-1 and some lane pressure as well here for the Rats. So after a pretty disastrous play top lane, they're able to get something back bottom lane. Now, ultimate is available here for the Staker, so we will just hop right away as the Jax comes in for the gank. We can go back in, though. Takuken very low. The Ignite comes down. That should kill him. Last Q was able to get him low enough for the Ignite to take him down. And now, hookshot, well, it does get cast this time, but misses as the counter-strike comes through, and Old Man Hazy not able to get any damage there onto the Jax. Camille pick not executed to exactly the way he wanted it for the first couple minutes.
And that was quite unfortunate side of Red. The top lane play down how it did.
Will be that Serrated Dirk first for IB Lurkin here. I also got the Fairy Charm. It's an item that some gym players have also been picking up, at least in the last season they were. It's pretty cheap, and you can sell it for most of its value. I think over like 50% or more than 50% of its value. And it just gives you that real good, you know, mana regen early on the lane, which can be huge, especially when you're picking a champion that really depends on mana and really wants to get an advantage in the laning phase, like the Poke Varus and Jin do. You know, so it's just kind of, you know, if you got that extra gold, instead of using instead of picking up a potion or control word, you can pick up that Fairy Charm and get you a little bit more lane pressure here.
And the game's going not as the Rats wanted. They wanted that early lane. They wanted that gank to work top lane so bad. This Ornn ahead, get them scaling the play game. But Caston did pick up that kill with that Ignite. Was able to kill Toxician before his ult came up. So that does help their late game clause here. They're planning to keep Kang farming, keep him really passive in lane, and have the mid-game Varus power spike with Q, Pierce Arrow, being able to clear waves, not really get too much pressure onto him, the Alistar. They want to be able to play around that.
Fairy Charm could also be built into the tier if the Varus wants to go that route, but it could also just be for the mana early on as the Ornn does hop away, or that gank can come in from the Jax, and the Staker's still bullying his way in this lane. He's up at 17 CS, it's 18 now, as the Catalyst comes in for Lissandra. Usually you see the Proto Belt there for Lissandra's as the first item, but perhaps opting for a Rod of Ages here, or maybe an Abyssal Mask, trying to get very defensive as fast as he can. And on the bottom side of the map, another defensive build here. The Ezreal, the Tyr, and the Cull just wanting to scale up, getting those two items. The Paragon 5 comp is very reliant on getting their item spikes and then doing something with them. All their champions are pretty reliant on those spikes here. As IB Lurkin comes in, lands the ultimate, Gligon Terra gonna hit the combo. Gank comes in here, Old Man Hazy locks him down with Hexacle Maim, and IB Lurkin finishes him off. Ezreal gonna go down here. That first kill in the bottom side. Jerky got a little too far forward there with no sums, and Supa was not able to help. No ultimate available and no exhaust, as it just comes off cooldown now. So nice gank there. Look, I'm Terra gonna go in for a dive again here. Supa with the ultimate now, able to flash the hook shot, and Old Man Hazy still going forward though, and IB Lurkin hitting these autos. One more will do it. IB Lurkin gets the kill. Now Jax coming in. Oh, the stun will save the Alistar. Good look, I'm Terra trying to get away here, and looks like everyone will. Just gonna part here as they take out the control ward on the way out, and very nice dive there. Executed picks it up, and even the counter gank not able to stop it. Looks like the Staker and Old Man Hazy are looking for more here. Jerky still does not have his summoner spell, just a heal. No flash here. The Ignite comes down, and that should be it. The Staker picks it up with one last auto, but he's got no mana left. Old Man Hazy has mana, but not very much health here. The ult will come down. Lissandra gets it. Now Jax with the stun will go through. Old Man Hazy not able to get over the hook shot. Oh, the last Q from Takuken misses. Now the Staker, no mana again. He's gonna have to get that last W. He does get the W. He has some mana now. Glickam Terra goes in with a combo. Oh, the last... Ooh, Staker will get the kill. Still charging forward here. But he's getting very low. One last ult out. A flash. Yep, he will. Oh, survive. Everyone survives from the Rats. No deaths on that encounter. An amazing play there. I thought everyone was going to die in the end, but no one did. Incredible from them.
Luba being very kind, not giving a good whack to the Staker. And in the meanwhile, my boy Kang Yu-chan able to pick up a lot of farm top lane, able to get a big wave in the turret, be able to buy be able to balance out the CS lead. But that is quite unfortunate for the side of P5 not being able to pick up any of the kills there, as we saw turret aggro drop onto the Alistar as the last turret shot was ready to kill him. And it was honestly a perfectly played dive, getting out of the turret ranges right when they did. And they are able to set up the bars to be able to get a good tier. And he's going well on his way to his Ghost Blade, as Ezreal is struggling just to get onto his Mana Mute.
Will be the tier, as you said, for the Varus. It's not, because he picks up a bit later, will not have the same stacking power as he's actually sitting at 0 right now. I assume that'll change in a second there, as Israel's sitting at about 160.
And we see the Ornn ulting top lane. Ult does land on the Fiora. The Ignite comes down. The Ignite is able to pick up the kills with the slide through onto the Fiora. And it looks like that Ignite is coming in handy this game, being able to pick up a solo kill onto the Fiora. We see the Varus ult coming out on the Janna. The combo getting ulted away by Janna. And a good disengage coming out of Suga Sugoi.
Very, very nice ult there. The Jan ult saved your life right there. Now the Staker's got to be very careful in the mid lane here, as the gank is looked for. Now Jerky and Supa have to be very careful as Omen Hazy has come down to try and get some of these turret platings. We're going to get a couple. Just one more left before that turret will fall. But the wave does dissipate. Now Omen Hazy takes a lot of damage. The heal from the Alistar will keep him healthy enough. No follow-up.
And Old Man Hazy falling really far behind, 2 levels behind, 35 CS down, about 6 jungle. Terrain's gonna get a really good gank off of Kang. He can burn his flash, get the stun on him. Flash can burn from Kang and not rest any further.
The bottom side though, the Mountain Drake will go over after they spot the Jack's top side. This means it should be pretty peaceful for them. You are still working towards that Ravenous Hydra. Struggling in this lane though against that Ornn. Picked up quite a bit of armor here. And now the dive coming here for Shrang, looking for that ultimate proc, and we'll get it. We'll take down Kang Yuchang. Now the Staker in the river here getting very low. Should have one more ult charge coming up momentarily. Oh, the shutdown comes through. Toxic with the flash forward in the queue. We'll pick up that kill. We're just a second off that last ultimate charge there from the Staker to get away.
And P5 with really good initiation was able to stop some of the snowballing that was happening inside of the rat. And are able to pick up Rift Herald. We'll look to heat down bottom and stop him. Or the third be taken inside of the rats. And Camille's in a really bad spot right now. There are no wards out to spot her. She's able to get out of predicament.
Toxic is built very defensively here. Got the Merc Treads, got the Catalyst. Very, very scared of this Kassadin. Who's working on his way towards his own tier item. The Seraph's Embrace eventually. Moe boots for both supports as well. And the Ravenous has been completed for that Fiora, who just invested that DD bottom lane to save that turret, which pretty big cooldown, especially with that nerf to the length of the cooldown. Can matter quite a bit in these mid-game situations. Iceborne really helping out the Ornn though in those early trades. Fell in the last one after the gank, but has done a pretty good job against this Fiora. Considering the strength of the matchup for her. Looking towards that stairs again this game. Picking up the longsword may just pick up that item again. Really helps against the burst, and there's a little bit of burst here. Ezreal can burst with his ultimate in the late game once he picks up some AP. He opts for the Seraphs. And of course Fiora can burst with that max health true damage. Ghostblade completed here for the Varus as well. Got the tier charging. He's sitting on a 500 gold shutdown on himself as well. 68 charges here for the Varus. And 348 for the Ezreal. And 296 for Kassadin right now. So all those champions need some more charges.
Going for the 1v2 bot lane, they would get the heal and exhaust out of going Jerky. Does the cancel the channel coming out, but the NATO does miss. Kassadin ults forward, Toxic is able to pick up the kills. The stun does come down on Skarain. Skarain will go down to the Alistar. Old Man Hazy is here, but he's only level 9, gets half health by one Lissandra. Unfortunately for Old Man Hazy, it looks like it's going to be his time to go as he gets hit by the Ezreal. The look on Terror is now looking to run away, but the Lissandra passive will pop and kill him. And now Varus is left in a really bad spot. He's just trying to help his teammate, but it looks like nothing will come of that.
About 2 minutes on this next dragon here, so no real objectives in the near future as the Rift Herald was already picked up by the Jax. Grin opting to take that one early on. And will be the Rod of Ages here for this Sandra. She completes that, picking up that first stack as well. Cole, about 25 more charges here for the Ezreal. Oh, he gets chunked very low. That Q from Varus. IB lurking. Oh, we'll hit him with the E, and down he goes.
That is quite unfortunate for Jerky, who's just trying to get some gold. Struggle. Getting eaten with the poke, but I guess he just ate one too many eats. He got rained down by the hail of arrow.
A very nice kill picked up there will be the Duskblade, the second item for the Varus as well. Not going to finish the mana immune early on. Very hard for the... Actually, no, will opt to. Decided to go for the Caulfield Willowhammer, then undid that purchase and went for the pickaxe instead. So probably the mana immune going to be second.
Something he could do too was go for the Edge of Night. The Edge of Night instead, because of the Lissandra ult or the Jack stun could potentially block big abilities on you. Super Segoy getting one shot by casting Neo combo. The Rift Herald is charging down the Tactician half health. Ezreal eating forward with Alistar right in his face.
Very nice pick off there, but nothing going to be the follow up here. Just the support going down. Supra is very, very squishy right now.
3-man stun coming out from Terrain. Lissandra is only able to get good luck on Terra on route, and we do see a double knockup coming out from the side of Kang Chan. The Forest Hold does land on Terrain. Terrain's able to riposte some of the damage. Old Man Hazy will go down to Turkey Auto. Taker picking up kills. Kang Chan picking up a kill from the side of the Rats. A 2-for-1 for the side of the Rats. And we see the Staker looking for a little bit more. Really feeling it. He's gonna pick up these kills, but he does die to the W as we saw and try to flash body block for.
Now they will turn their attention to the turret here. It is 3v3 situation, but IB Lurkin is very strong right now, way ahead of this Ezreal, so he can. It's definitely worth a bit more than one person at this stage. Kang Chain will charge forward. Will knock at the Ezreal. Jerky force flash away here. Supa. Use that as Storm, try to keep him safe. And Kang actually will follow the turret after Supa picks up that last kill.
Those melee minions were huddling around Kang Chen, stopping all path out. And we saw him get minion blocked, take another turret shot, and was able to fall to Super Segoy.
Looks like the Zonies will be a second option for Lissandra, as probably the Triforce here for Fiora. So a couple second items we've been working on for most people here, as the Rod of Ages comes in as well for Kassadin. Up very late. Old Man is going to go in. Steel will not come through. Skarin will pick up that one. So unfortunately, Old Man Hazy not able to make the match happen twice in 2 games, but it was a good effort.
Let's see the Staker ulting forward, playing really aggressively, considering as Roa, he does want to charge it up, get some more AP and health behind him before he goes for these big plays. And we're going to see a lull in the game where teams are just trying to split push, get their turret takes, get some gold onto the carries. And we do, as this does begin to start, we see Ezreal's top lane and the Janna Fiora bot lane coming out for the side of P5. While Jax is looking potentially for a red buff steal or a fight onto the Camille in her own jungle.
A little bit of the Edge of Night actually for the Varus here, so deciding not to go for the cooldown reduction, just wants that damage and the survivability from the Edge of Night. He actually did get buffed a little bit here in these last couple patches. The channel time was reduced,
yeah.
And you also have a reduced cost on the total item as well, so that's certainly helpful. Ezreal's still working on that call he picked up early on in the game. His farm numbers haven't been exactly where he wanted them to. He's sitting about 130 at 20 minutes, 30 behind his counterpart, so not exactly where he wanted to be. But still going to finish that cold, probably, He needs that couple waves and get that back in. And also wants to boot that mana immune, and then he'll be on that 2-item spike here. He's seeing about 100 away. As well as the Caston's about 50 away from his. And, well, Varus is a long way off. Sterix did get completed here for the Ornn. Also went for the Ornn upgrade very early on, while he has just 2 items. Not very gold efficient, but I suppose he was sitting on Aquaround and gold and just wanted to pick up the upgrade for that Iceborne Gauntlet.
And that is one of the new updates just released last night. The Frozen Fist, finally adapting the name in. And it does give a good 30 bonus armor, I would say, and about 300 bonus mana. I do not know the exact numbers. We do see the ult coming out from Kangi Chan. Does land on Jerky. Jerky with the aggressive before. Does get him caught out and does die. The flash ult from Ivy lurking, going aggressive. We see Fiora CPing in. Sacred trying his best to run away. We see the ult forward from the Staker, but the Staker goes down instantly. We see Jax jumping back in. We see the double knockup coming out from Kangi Chan and Old Man Hazy. It was really in this position from Fiora and Jax. Toxican will go down as well to Old Man Hazy.
Very good fight there. 4 for 1, and Old Man Hazy trying to make it 5 for 1, but will not find the engage there on the Supa. Good look, I'm gonna tank up the turret there as he's trying to let his jungler back through.
As you know, there isn't a whole jungle to the straight south. Just walk down there, you guys. Come on, that's a lot of health expended for no reason.
Inner turret will be taken down eventually, though. In a good fight and a good follow-up there, taking the objective, and now they're going to get their backs and spend their gold, and the Rats are sitting in a pretty good position here, looking to close out this series early and send us all home.
And the Staker's getting scarier and scarier. The 16, level 16, 3-item casting, about 3-4 minutes away. And if the side of the Rats can get there, I think this game is over, as Varus is holding down this mid game really well. Varus Qs are gonna chunk a quarter of their health every time. No armor except the gauntlet built on the side of P5. These Janna shields have to be on point. They have to be able to block the damage coming out from Varus. Otherwise, the Staker will ult in, clean up off the poke, and just be able to reset fights off of that.
The Varus is looking very strong here. Now completes the mana immune. So it doesn't have a ton of CDR, but got a lot of raw damage and utility out of those items. Does Ivy Lurkin, and pretty far ahead of his counterpart. A full item ahead of the Ezreal right now. Old gonna get caught in the jungle though. Shrang is still very strong right now. Old should get away. No, Shrang flashes forward. The ultimate dropped, and now he should go down. One more auto will do it. Ornhorn comes in, but the blast gun was already hit, and Shrang gets away. Yep, that will do it. A quick solo kill there.
The Ezreal getting ulted by the Varus. The Chain of Corruption does land, and Jerky will go down with everything up for him. This is some bad mispositioning coming out from P5's AD carry. He needs to play more passive in this game. He is one of the only ways they can get poke out onto the other side. And it looks like P5 will still go for this dragon attempt, even though their AD carry is down, and the poke is coming out from Ivy lurking.
Do you have the jungler advantage, though? The smite advantage is here. Will be secured here. Now the Ornn gonna miss the knockup. But look, I'm Terror with a big combo and hits 3.
And we see this fight. Ivy lurking is getting focused down by Shrang. And Cassidy does ult in, gets stunned up, has no ult again, is able to clean up some kills. A lot of damage coming out from the Cassidy. The Alistar combo did hit forward. Cassidy was able to ult in and clean up 2 kills off of that, and the Varus 2 is going to be able to pick up the final kill on Toxican.
Well, a huge, another team fight win there from the Rats. 2 huge combos from Good Luck I'm Terror. They were knocking up 3 and 4 each time. It was amazing from him. A very good engage from to start the fight, and then followed up with another good combo when the cooldowns came around. And this could be a potential turn on to Baron here. They don't have a lot of sustained damage because it is that lethality Varus build. He does not have the Rage Blade and the Blade of the Rune King, so this should take a while to take down. But they do have 1 Mountain Drake.
They do have a lot of max health damage on Ornn and Varus too, so even if it's not the DPS Varus, and Ezreal just gets one shot by the Varus over the wall. Couldn't really see that coming, had no vision onto the bear, just trying to get a couple Qs, see if he can steal it, but Jerky does go down again without contact.
I've been looking with a fantastic chains of corruption there, and immediate follow-up from Kang, and the Staker ulting over the wall to go finish up that kill. So great coordination teamwork, calling that one out there. And that's another big pick off there. The Ezra now 3-6-3, while his counterpart is 5-0-11 here. Ivy Lurkin doing a great job this game with the help of his teammates. And the Rats look poised to take this second game here and end the series. They are on match point. Always the potential to try and wave clear their way out of this. Will be the Blade of the Ruin King here, third for the Ezreal. Not going to go for the next tier. Needs the power now. Cannot invest into the gold for for later in the game. So you get that life steal early on.
And we are probably going to see the Lord Dominic's guards come out from Varus next, with the pickaxe being picked up. Probably just had enough gold for the pickaxe. Didn't want to have to draw the long sword sitting in his inventory. We do see Old Man Hazy eating onto the wall, taking the turret shot. Just flexing his muscles really, or flexing the team's muscles, as he is not really performing as greatly as he thinks he is. And it looks like they will push this down to the tier 3 with an 8k gold lead. There isn't really much that the side of T5 can do except back off and leave this go, especially the two members just recalling. Kerrang does get half health. You see Lissandra E coming out for his zone. Varus ult is chucked at Lissandra, trying to stop the initiation. And they are able to pick up the inhibitor off the pressure gained from Baron. You see Old Man Hazy eating forward, but not looking for anything, just trying to stop any initiation as some BM comes out from Staker.
Gonna be a rotation in the bottom lane now here. Just Fiora to try and stop this push. Now it's 5 strong in the bottom lane here for the Rats, and Paragon 5 is slow to rotate. I don't realize this is happening. Another Demolish proc gonna come through here. Big E forward from the Hazy. Knocks up 2. And look at Terra with a follow-up combo. Now kills coming in here. Screen in the back line. Toxcan goes golden as he's the last member alive in the back line. And now Jerky forced to run away here. He's the last member of the team alive at all. And down he will go momentarily. We'll pick up 1 kill on Staker, but that'll be it here. This should be the game here for the Rats with a great team fight. 3 great team fights in a row. In fact, here we'll close this game out.
And honestly, well played from the side of the Rats. Really good combos coming out from Good Luck on Terror, just picking up 3-4 members every team fight with Cast and AoE. The Varus Q is able to pick up a lot of damage in team fights and is able to win the game as Old Man Hazy executes on the turret dive on the next.
So that will do it for the series. The Rats will take the series 2-0. Strong performance then to start the season off here against Paragon 5. The first game was a little bit back and forth, but they dominated that second one to be sure. And they will take it in the end.
And they played around their win condition, right? They got casted some items. They're able to just get him his power, get him 3 items, get him in the team fights, get the damage around him, and just able to do what they need to do in order to win this game.
Very entertaining series here to start the league off. We will be back tomorrow on Thursday. I believe we have 2 streams tomorrow. Let's go check that schedule for you guys real quick. We do have, I believe 2 streams tomorrow. The first one will start at 9, or excuse me, the first one will start at 8. That'll be the second stream with Wolfie and Deep, who was here tonight with me. And then on the main stream, we'll have me and X-Ranger. That'll start at 9, though. That'll be Lane Zero Blizzard versus BH Rocks. And the second stream will be Wasted Potential versus Paragon 5. So an opportunity to see Paragon 5 again tomorrow. So tune in for that. And any closing words here, Deep, before we send everyone home?
I mean, I'm hoping to see a better performance out of Paragon 5 tomorrow. I'll be casting them. But it was a really well played, at least late game. Both games from the side of the Rats. They had some slip-ups early game. And maybe a better early game team. Tyler 1, Zero Blizzard, could be able to punish the Rats and snowball into the late game, as they just are better overall right now. So we will see, and that's all I got, man. You got any closing words?
Just GG to everyone. Thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure. I'm excited for Season 2, so we'll catch you tomorrow night, and I'm looking forward to it. So thanks for casting with me, and we'll see you guys later.
All right, man. Have a good one, guys.